And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning and welcome to Make HOAG Money, the chance for your trade ideas to make me money. This is me. Been around the block a few times. Been a pleasure to be with Top Step since 2011. CFTC disclaimer, there's a lot of risk in futures. These are leveraged products. You run the risk of losing more than your initial investment because of that. We should only be using risk capital, and to me, risk capital is money I can afford to lose. Top Step will put the risk capital up for you when you are successful in the trading combine. We are not suggesting the purchase or sale of any product or security at this time. This is for educational purposes only. This is a live account. This is my account, but you guys are coming up with the trade ideas. Of course, past performance is not indicative of future results. The rules for Make HOAG Money, quite simple, are kindness and respect are expected above everything. There's always differences of opinions, and it's what makes markets so good. I'm going to have a couple of people enabled to speak today, should they choose to, but we're all going to be involved in the decisions, and if you're coming up with a trade, a context is always going to be helpful. We'll use the chat rooms in Zoom and the YouTube side to discuss the trades. The focus is going to be on the MES for opportunities. We're not going to trade just to trade. We're not taking losing trades, which is meant to be a joke. We know that there are going to be losses in trading. We have to accept them and move on, and feedback for Make HOAG Money is vital. Ray, it's good to see you, my wildebeest. Barry, Naztic, Ground Zero, Les, Dennis, good to see everybody. Daniel, let's get the platform up here so we can start looking at what's going on. And we are trading out of range, out of balance. We don't know what's going to happen. Let's take a vote and see if we might be interested in taking the opening range trade. Here is the poll on the Zoom side. Let's take a look at the poll in the YouTube side. OR. Hang on, OR trade. And all right, so now we've got the poll going. Opening range trade is when the first minute of trade is over. When it breaks out either side, we go with that direction. Sometimes it can be a relatively cheap trade if the opening range is not too big, but I thought we'd start with just the opportunity to see if maybe we want to take this. Market is out of range, out of balance. Might be an interesting spot for us to be able to take it. So go ahead and get your votes in, and we'll talk about getting some folks in here to chat. I see my brother Randolph is here. Randolph, do you want to speak? Let me know. Anybody else interested in chatting? Let me know. Shaw voted no because we're already back at the overnight high on not a lot of conviction, indecision on the meaning of the numbers. Ray says he's in favor. Fred says he's in favor of it as long as it's not too big, as long as the opening range isn't too large. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. I'm not interested in risking 10 points on the opening range trade either. All right, we'll give it another minute here to get the vote in. Looks like we've got almost a mandate to the plus side. As a matter of fact, both the YouTube and the Zoom side are saying 83% yes. Sure. Yeah, the market has a tendency to make a liar out of me too, right? Just because you said no, it's going to be a great one. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Amanda, Josiah, Matthew, Floris. Right, Fred? That's what we were looking at earlier, right? Lots of targets down below, lots of visuals. Morning, Will. Morning, James. All right, so let's end the poll. We're at 85% yes on the Zoom side. We are at 83% yes on the YouTube side. Pretty good number of people voting too. So I think we got a pretty good opportunity here. We'll check it out. So as we get a little bit closer, we'll put the 1 minute chart up there. So sometimes it'll show us the opening range, sometimes not. But we'll be as accurate as we can with our execution in and around this. Gotta have a sip of coffee here. I'm excited. All right. Good morning, Raymond K. Ben saying weekly kickoff has not been revisited. It's a good point. Recommend that for potential longs. And lots of anomalies yesterday, 100%. Here's the mini S&Ps, anomalies. Very not confident in the body of this profile. And then once it fell out of balance, buyers just barreled in. So we got about 2.5 minutes before we get to the opening range trade. Ben, did you want to chat? Rick, do you want to chat? If you got time, let me know. Unfortunately, I can't have people chatting on the YouTube side, but you can always chime in. You can always say, add your comments in the chat. Ben's in.
Great day in the morning to you.
Great day in the morning. How you doing?
Oh, I've had some, I don't know where a couple of my charts went, that kind of morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I don't know, occasionally. Then I found out there were studies on charts that shouldn't be there. I don't know, but it's okay.
Why do they do that to us?
I don't know. It threw me off, but I didn't want you to be lonely. So I don't know. I have a whole lot to offer at the moment, but we'll see what happens.
Gremlins, somebody says. Gremlins.
Yeah.
Those little bastards. All right, so we're getting close. We've got about a minute to go. I'm going to put the 1 minute chart up here if I can find it. Here we go. There it is. Here we go.
We've got a very prominent volume POC in the overnight at about, let's see here. I know you like the TPOC. Well, the TPOC is right there too. It's at 97 even. And it's also at the very cusp of a volume shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So, that it might be a nice bounce for a couple points for somebody there, and risk the other side of that. There's like a ledge there.
Right here.
A bit lower, about 95-ish. And
oh, here. Oh, you're looking at volume point of control.
There we go.
All right, here we go. First minute. It's not going to give it to us.
points so far.
High,
Test drive up so far.
high 07, low 02.5, 07, 02.5, 07, 02.5. Got some liquidity here at 44.03, Joe.
And the way it's popping off the open, okay, back to the open.
All right, so we're at 07.
All right, well, I'm buying it till 350. I might get creamed here, but I'm gonna risk just below the open. Just a one lot.
So there's, we just took out the low of the opening range. I was a little bit too far on the, I'm just going to leave this here. We took out the low of the opening range by a tick, but I was 2 ticks outside of it on the execution. I think we're right on it on the upside here. Yeah. All right, so we're short. Our risk is the other side of the opening range plus 4 ticks.
All right, I got stopped out 2 points.
Here's the overnight profile, as Ben was talking about. Here's yesterday's.
I'm gonna pop back in above the open.
Getting short?
No,
Long.
I have to go the other way. I don't know. I'm contrarian.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right.
No.
All right, we'll go back to the 30-minute chart. VWAP 43.99. You're long now?
Yeah, I'm 3 even. Tick above the open.
You're going to go take out the stops above. It's all right, Fred. Might have done the right thing.
Why did I only go on one lot?
Yeah, you got a good one on here, huh?
Maybe. I haven't caught a runner in a long time. I've been listening to you.
Here's the high of the opening range. We've got Delta showing here at 1700. Hang on. Well, here it is. Yep, 1500. This is showing correctly. So we've got some buyers here. Shorter time frame, probably, according to Delta.
Do you ever get into TPO count?
Not really. I mean, if there's a major change during the day, that's something I'll probably take note of.
Okay. Yeah, I never really did. I just kind of dismissed it. I never studied enough, but nothing led me into it recently. And I mean, that has nothing to do with my decision right now. I've just been, I've been eyeing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now TPO count is even. in the day in the
Well, it always
regular
is.
trading
Up
hour, right?
Period.
Yep. So we got knocked out.
Where should I come out?
Well, I mean, you got the overnight high. Let's see if we get a test of that.
Yeah, I know, but it's just so many games. That's what's I think that's what's ruined me for long trades anymore. Is there's just so many reversals that sweep back the other way so hard, and I just like what I just gonna take while it gets good. Yeah, I guess I should hang in for about there.
Well, I can make sure you get there if I get short.
I didn't do it.
All right, here you go.
Because I already got stopped out for 2.25 points, so
All right, we're short.
this is only half as good as it would be so far. But we are getting a little volume distribution, so we've
Yes.
got like 3 distributions on the way up here.
Yes, we are. Ray, 44.12. Is that your level you're looking at? Josh went long 44.06. Where are you guys when I need you? So Joe is asking about TPO count. So the TPO count is the number of TPOs above the TPO point of control and the number of TPOs below the TPO point of control. So it's a measure of where the market is spending time, and if it's not able to go on to the direction with the more TPOs, it gets a little bit heavy, right? It's not something that I focus on, that I've used, successfully or even looked that much at over a long period of time. So it's the number of TPOs above, not including the point of control, and the number of TPOs below. Now, when I first learned it, you did not include tails. And tails were not included in
and I don't
the
understand
TPO
that.
count.
I've seen that. I don't know why people don't. I don't know.
There's a surprise. Randolph took a short. You don't feel like chatting today, Rick? Here he is. No?
What were the CPI numbers?
The core were exactly as they expected. The regular CPI, each of them were 0.1% lower than they expected.
So what does that mean?
Possible that inflation is beginning to slow.
Was that good for the U.S. dollar or bad? What happened in gold?
The dollar broke.
Oh,
Gold
took up, usually.
rallied. Kind of knee-jerked both directions.
I'm going to stop in and add on the overnight high because we're in this contract. That's new territory, and that's an entry for me. It's a breakout, and because right now I have a core high at the overnight high. But I'm going to take this one off first at 15. Out. All right, 10 points.
Nice job. There's a runner for you.
Actually, it was more than that. I'd already been down 4 points, so it's better than that.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Glad I was here to help.
You were, because sometimes being a contrarian does pay off. Sometimes.
Well, I suppose I should probably get out of that short. Or maybe not. What do you think? What do you think, folks? Do we get short? Get long? What do we do? Josh says he wouldn't short a bull market. Short at the overnight high, Matthew. It's cheap. Let's try it. We'll just put a stop up here. Now that I'm short, we're screwed. $18.5. Yeah, there's liquidity above, doesn't it? Looks like that, huh, Joe?
I'd really like to buy right in here on this little bit of a, because they're building value up here, but I guess I'm jaded. It's just, that once I get in, there'll just be a slam down to the BPOC or something.
Yeah. Well, we can always we can always look at the overnight high. I mean, if we get above it and we can't hold, we try that short. Joe's book map is down. Ooh.
It's what?
Is down. It's not running.
Oh. There we go. All right, I'm in 1575 one.
You're long.
Yeah.
All right, we're going with you. Where's our stop?
I'm putting it right below. I'm putting it at 13, right below that volume shoulder.
This volume shoulder here.
1275. I'll move it up a little closer in a minute. It seems like it's getting legs. What you do? It's only 12 ticks, and that could be just a stop run. So
Right.
like go higher.
So we kind of watch the dome here. Watch the S&P dome. Still showing signs of liquidity above the market.
I wish I knew it was really to the left. I really just don't trust what I'm seeing. And
When you're out here in the middle of nowhere.
well, the rollover situation. I
Right.
really have, it was said to me a long time ago. It's like, oh, a lot of traders take a vacation then, and I've kind of tried to be like that, but I just can't really pull myself away, really, But because it really has gotten tricky. It's just tricky. I don't like how thin the volume is up here.
4,400, 4,500 positive delta. Delta congruent with direction.
All right, this is my usual short activity right here.
Mm-hmm.
Back in.
Back inside the opening or
Yeah,
the
so
overnight.
I thought about flattening a little bit higher, but I'll try to let it work here.
James, yeah, these markets are a little crazy. You don't want to blow up.
All right, I'm going to add one here and take off at least to a point.
Yeah, you're in better trade location than we are.
So I'm 2 at 1575. I'm going to take one off at 17 if I can get it.
everybody, don't forget, this is just Make Hoag Money. This is, your chance to look for opportunities for me. We're not suggesting the purchase or sale of any of these opportunities, any of these trades.
I'm stopped out on both, so I'm still up 3.25 points, but I gave back a lot there.
So now I'm short because we're back inside the overnight high.
I'm gonna go with you right here at the volume. I missed it. I was trying to get short at the volume.
The high volume node there.
I'm sorry, not the volume. The intraday value area high. I don't think it's going to hold half back.
Robert, he's going to do what we have advised in the prep, is to sit, be patient, let the market come to him. Yeah, these report days, especially during rollover, they're just so foggy. Well, Les, glad you're enjoying, and thank you.
I'm in at 14.25 short.
Yeah, you're always trying to beat us for trade location, aren't you?
I thought you had better one.
No, I doubled the stop from the long.
I'm going to come out at the DPOC if I can get there.
06.5.
That'll put me back kind of square where I was.
Good.
I want to point out a significant data point sometimes when half back doesn't hold. Okay, I'm out. That was 7 points.
Nice.
Thank you.
Let me just see if we can get VWAP. That'll take us to VWAP.
Is that your exit at 04?
Yes.
Excellent.
Let's see if we can get another test down to VWAP here.
How's Joe doing? Haven't heard from him in a while.
Joe, he was here last week showing us his book map. Seems to be doing well, feeling well, I think.
Well, he looks at more than bookmap, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he's looking at a bunch of different stuff. He's talking right now at 7 times positive volume flowing into stocks. Pretty high and above intraday VWAP. No shorts for me. Stay patient. So let's just take this and rethink things a little bit here. We're flat now.
Did you get that 04?
No, never got down there.
Okay.
I just, wasn't real comfortable with it. We are above VWAP. The value is higher. Everything's higher. So we'll play the game and see what else comes to us. And we're saying, yeah, settlement is lower. That's 100% for sure.
So I favor the high for a price extreme than I do the low at the moment. Even though everything's bullish,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, there's that concept of too far, too fast. You know.
Yep. And that was, I think, Dalton's comment this weekend was, is the market too long to rally?
Right, like a shake out weaker hands type of thing.
Mm-hmm. But he also says he thinks that the longer time frame traders are underinvested.
So I'm not trying to slam Dalton, okay, because I learned a lot from him. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I noticed, I think Fred made a comment that quoting, Dalton saying that TPO count comes from open outcry and it's obsolete. Well, I learned right at the outset of my trading education. Well, I didn't learn it at the outset. I was told at the outset, for example, don't trade anything in the first hour because it's amateur hour.
Right.
And I feel like that could be, there's nothing further from the truth. I just thought, at one point I got just angry. I'm like, you know what? People are making money in that hour probably more than any other time of day. And it's like, I'm going to learn how to trade it. And it is wild. It is difficult. It's very, it is kind of the, can be crazy.
It's kind of the Wild West, right?
Yeah. But that guy for like 3 years, I mean, I would trade it, sim and stuff, but like it was just almost like he was kind of the captain. I respected him a lot, and it's like, that wasn't really true. Just because he couldn't trade it doesn't mean I couldn't learn how to. It wasn't like forbidden, taboo. It's like I'm going to learn, And so I just practiced and tried to fit techniques and learn everything I could about it. And so I'm saying that to say that I know there are still people using TPO count and things like this. And there was I don't know, I've just taken a look at it recently and I'm interested in it, So what I'm saying is just because Dalton says something, that may be his opinion and what he doesn't want to do, but everybody's different.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I mean, he says.
Well, yeah. In case in point, he doesn't consider the 80% rule valid anymore.
Right.
You just go back and look at the chart, and I have to say this again. Now I'm starting to sound really cynical on Dalton. I'm not. I have his books, tape, videos, everything.
Right.
The thing is, and he's gotten a lot of money from me. The point is like I learned during the intensive. It's like he didn't even trade futures; he trades options. So that really kind of knocked him off the pedestal for me. Because I was like, he's teaching me trading live futures, and he's taking these safe weekly options bets, and it's like, okay, I don't really know options that well and all that. And you can do that, but like, man, I'm in it. I'm in the fray. I don't have all day to see if it works out and only to spend $120.
Right.
Right. He has a course on that, and I didn't know anything about it. And I mean, when he was talking about he took these options, he hadn't even taught that yet, but I just like, okay, I'm on my own here a little bit,
Yep.
and he's got his 40, 50, 60-year career behind him, and he's learned his things, and he likes what he likes, and I can't just, I got my own world to live through. I ain't going to copy you.
Well, you've got all these information, you got all these indicators, you got all this stuff that's out there, and none of it works. None of it works every time. None of it never works. It's all in what speaks to you. It's all in your ability to use the tools that you're choosing to use to your best interest, right?
Right. Tell you what else never works 100% of the time is me. I mean, some of the times,
100%.
yeah, a lot of the times it's like it's a dog eat dog world out here, and I'm wearing milk going under it.
Norm,
Yeah, exactly. That's really been the final frontier for me is, I know here in Make Hope Money, sometimes I do really well and stuff, but there's a lot of other times I'm trading in Make Hope Money, and like it's like I can completely screw up the day. Like yesterday, I had a really good morning, and then I screwed it up in the afternoon. I just totally blew it.
Well, depending on how good the morning was, I mean, don't you feel like, let's say, you're trading and you make $500.
Right.
If you give 250 back, walk away.
See, that's where I was. That's exactly what happened yesterday. I was up like 6 something, and we were coming in to Make Hope Money, and I was in a trade, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like sharing my screen when I'm in the red, And I started getting a loser, and I'm like, oh, it'll come back. I did that old number,
Right.
It was because it's later in the day, and I just wasn't making the best decision. And then then it was just like tripping over myself trying to fix it, and it's like, oh, I blew it.
But you can, make a rule for yourself that once you're up a certain amount,
right? And I should like right now. I could walk away and like, wow, I mean, there was a time trading. It's like it was. I was just amazed if I made $500, because like it was so hard to even get a winning trade. I didn't know what was happening.
Right.
For a long time. And, a lot of the trades I took at the time they had rules based, if the MACD is positive and it pulls back to this mean and, these kind of things, it was all rules based, but the context that took a lot longer to understand.
Mm-hmm.
When things were more higher odds than others.
And that's one of the beauties of the profiles is, it points out stronger nuances versus smaller nuances, Dalton says we're always looking for a ruling reason, and a lot of times a very strong nuance in the profile is the ruling reason to start thinking about taking trades.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just been hanging.
I'm actually going to buy. I'm going to buy here at the VPOC. It may not go very far, but I'm going to buy that. And it touches it.
Have we really removed that much of the delta?
Actually, I'm going to buy a little lower than that. I think I'm going to buy down at the bottom of that.
Yeah. Whoa.
Give me that.
That scared me.
6.
Yeah, we just took off all of that delta. We're down to 300 now. We were up around $5,000 when we were at the highs.
Okay, I just got filled at 6 even. And I'm out 750, so just 1.5.
Nice. What does that say to me about the delta falling off? It means we found sellers. I mean, we had all positive delta on the way up, all negative delta on the way down.
Okay, new TPO. Now, what I try to do too is I try to imagine, like, paint the bars in my mind. What would this profile look like if B just opened here and went down? What kind of odd,
Right. Yeah,
I'm not confident enough to just buy it right on the open. But it might be the right thing to do.
Well, with B opening here and driving lower, that would leave a nice long tail at the top.
Yeah, sure would.
Yeah, it finally did hit VWAP, didn't it?
Okay, well, it does look like the machines might be selling.
You were
get
asking
that
about
open.
Joe earlier. I don't know if you saw his comment. He said he's what did he say? He's recovering faster than expected and doing well. Oh, here he wants to come in. Let's go.
Where is VLAP right now?
4403 60 70.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing great.
POC and risk the B high. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Ben, thank you for asking. I'm recovering ahead of schedule and I'm doing well. It's 5 months and I'm extremely grateful.
Well, we're glad to have you with us, Joe.
And to answer your question about what I use other than the book map, excuse me, is that my son scripted an internal, takeoff on the internals that shows the flow into, positive and negative flows in the NYSE stocks. And also there's a relative strength index that he coded for me that shows shows the most relative strength.
Mm-hmm.
A minute by minute basis, negative defensive stocks versus offensive stocks or sectors, I should say. So I use that, and and a complement to that, of course, is the traditional tick chart and volume ball chart, X ball chart, and the relative strength. The rest chart. So the basic internal indicators.
Joe, I'm having trouble hearing you. Would you mind speaking into the mic a little closer?
Yeah. Other than can you hear me now?
Seems clearer.
Other than the book map, I use the internals, the traditional internals, NYSE, tick chart, that type of thing. And also my son coded a couple of takeoffs on those internals. One measures the flow into NYSE stocks and NASDAQ stocks, and the other one gives me an indicator on whether the defensive stocks are outperforming the offensive stocks and to what degree. And so that's basically what I use other than the book map. Then I have a couple charts that I refer to during the day.
I got stopped out on that short, by the way, 2 1/4 points, but I'm in and getting it 7.5 short. And also I'm going to go if it gets to 1075 on an average in and risk the intraday value area high.
So we joined you.
So what kind of he coded it? So I thought your son was also in like trading and stuff, right?
Yeah, he works for a prop firm.
Right.
And he's a short-term trader, and he's gravitated towards coding trading systems.
What kind of language does he use?
He's using Python, and the prop firm he works for has I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of their own version of Python that's more compatible with trading, I guess you'd say.
Okay.
So he uses that. Also, he knows ThinkScript, which is Thinkorswim's coding mechanism. He's designed a lot of the indicators I'm showing you are the ones he did on ThinkScript, because I use TOS, but he has his prop firm has their own trading system, and so he uses Python for that.
I see.
And he's also incorporating, GPT chat.
Does that just give you a signal,
also,
or you actually have it automated to where it's entering trades for you?
No, this just gives me signals. So I trade manually, but his his systems, he basically manually picks the stocks and ETFs that he wants to trade that day, and he basically pushes a button, and based on certain parameters, they'll trigger or not. So out of 7 stocks, he might identify maybe one will only meet his parameters or the algorithm's parameters. It's up to the algorithm at that point. And then it trades indefinitely until he gets stopped out. He has scaling levels in there, and it's all done automatically. And what he loves about it is it takes the lizard brain out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's consistently profitable. That's the key, right? So it frees him up the rest of the day to work on developing and coding more trading systems.
I wish I was that smart.
And he's learned it all on his own, too. He's got a lot of resources there with the firm he
Oh, of
works
course,
for.
right.
Yeah. But he's convinced that that's the direction that the business is going in. I mean, it's already 80% algorithmic
Right.
trading anyway.
Yeah, the volume for sure.
He thinks it's going to get even more so. Even the retail trading universe is moving in that direction. And the firm that he works for is hiring more technical,
Of course.
developing traders and people with backgrounds in math and physics and computer science and that type of thing.
So
Whereas when my son started, they were looking at successful collegiate athletes, that kind of thing.
Right.
It's a lot of hedge funds do.
we
They
couldn't
get
hold
more into the more technical side now.
hold above half back, and if you look at the last period in the overnight, the opening period, and now we've got a reversal pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I averaged in, as I said, it's going to at the top of that second shoulder, so I'm going to take one off here at the open.
Yeah, I was
Then come back
looking
and
at taking a
ruin
short
it.
up against the value high, but got away
Yeah,
from
that
me.
would have been a good place too, but it just missed it by a tick or two.
Got away from me. Isaac is asking how you get Bookmap. You can get Bookmap free if you sign up for Thinkorswim. But it's a stripped down
Exactly.
version. Stripped
Really?
down version.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, just call them up then.
Well, I have Thinkorswim. I mean, I don't use it much, but
Yeah, just call them up. They'll put you on it.
I'm trying to debate, should I get out here at the overnight volume value high? Because that puts me more than square now. Or be greedy and go for just a tick above the open for one.
Well, you were back down up against VWAP here.
Oh, right, yeah. I gotta make that more clear to me on where it is. I have it on a different chart, but I don't use it.
So
I
far,
think it's going to go to the lows, but I'm also going to lock in here. Okay, I got the one. So now
now you just let it run.
Yeah, now my entry, it's kind of weird. I never have quite figured it out, the average in thing, because like you take one off and sometimes it moves up where your average position in, other
Right.
times now anyway, so now I'm
It shortens
short 1075, so that's nice.
All morning long, the NYSE ticks have consistently traded above the zero line, right from the open. Only at 9:58 did it dip below the zero line, and the positive ticks versus the negative ticks have been consistently, above 1,500. and the breadth, which is the volume moving in the stocks, has been consistently climbing higher. So that's a condition that I'm going to stay patient and stay patient.
Got it.
It's too positive for me to be shorting here. For me, I'm talking about me.
No, I'm inclined to agree with you. Just took out the VWAP there and thought maybe that was worth something, but
yeah, I have about a 50% chance of being right on that opinion.
So we can flip a coin.
Yeah, right.
All right, I just flattened. No, I didn't. Wait. I just flattened my nerves. I just got to get out.
Yeah, it happens, huh?
Start feeling my face getting flushed.
Well, that's interesting that we all go through that then, and that's one of the things that my son says, that the algorithmic approach takes that emotion out of it, for him anyway. And he lets the algorithm. He's designed the algorithm, and he lets it trade for him until he gets stopped out.
Yeah, we have
They last 2 weeks.
Yeah, right, and then they don't work anymore, right?
That's always that's, as we all know, strategies come and go.
Yeah.
And he's open to that.
Yeah, we have.
That's why he's developing new ones all the time.
We have a coach here, Robert, who codes strategies, and he just looks for a very specific thing, and he'll make $300-400 every day, and that's it. That's all he does. He's not trying to kill it, just making a little bit of money every day. Makes money most days, and it's he doesn't have to worry about it.
The way the prop firms work, as you know, HOAG, is that if you find something, if you're consistently profitable, whether you're doing it manually or algorithmically, they increase your risk, is what they call it.
Right.
Basically, they're giving you more capital to trade.
Right.
I mean, you've got guys in there that have a daily risk of $500,000, and they're making millions. 10, 20 million, the top traders in there are doing. And if they want more risk, they go to the risk manager, and usually they'll give it to them if you're that good. So if they really are condensed on something, they'll if they're 500,000, they'll go to $1 million.
Well, we do that at Top Step too. If somebody's performing really well and they want more risk, we'll give it to them.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Sure.
So over and above the $150,000.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I mean, if you're performing well and you want to run with it, we're going to let you run with it.
I'm going to buy a 1-lot bounce here at the overnight VPOC if it'll give it to me. I'm going to risk just below. There's like a little ledge. Hang on a minute. I got to see how many TPO wide we got here.
Well, you get the bounce. So how big are your largest risk?
I'm not sure, but I know we had a trader swinging 15 lots yesterday.
Yeah. So he's opening with 15.
Yeah. He was up.
Yeah.
He was up about 30 grand at one point yesterday. I don't know how he finished, but
Yeah. And how long has he been a consistently profitable trader?
that I'm not sure. I'm not that involved in the risk management anymore. I'd have to talk to our risk management team.
Yeah.
About that, but
Yeah.
I wish Top Step was around when I started. I'm just amazed because I still don't trade more than 2 lots ever, And I see some of these guys, and you hear their funded thing. They haven't been trading really that long, and they're they're in these $150,000 accounts and trading like 15 lots in the NQ. Wow. I don't know if you realize how far you've gone so fast. You know?
Right. Yeah, I don't even trade that big. I've been at this for years, and I don't trade that big.
Yeah.
Nice job, Jason.
So you were selling the open there?
Just below VWAP.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We had it when we put in this new low, but
I'm gonna join you right here. I'm at 2/4, so you got the better position now.
we've got some pretty aggressive sellers coming in here. I mean, we're not negative 3,000 now, so we've gone like from positive 5,000 to negative 3,000. It's almost a 10,000 swing, and I'm not seeing that it's longer time frame traders or anything, but if we've got some long short time frame long short time frame traders, they're probably taking heat right now. Maybe we get a move down to one of the spike bases here.
Well, I'm coming out at 97.25 and also entering one long at there for a bounce if I can get it.
Oh, we get the IB in another 15 minutes, 14 minutes.
Yeah, and we're going to be extending this Make HOAG Money or live trading. We're going to have some other folks coming in trading live once we start Top Step TV.
I'm out that short.
Yeah, a lot of folks talking about the idea that we had a late spike. I'm not trying to fall in love with this. As a matter of fact, I'm getting pretty close to taking it out.
I just flattened my long. I don't like it.
See if we get a little bit more out of it, and then call it a day because
ledge, right, just a tick or two below this low here. There's quite a TPO ledge and a volume ledge.
Right here.
But it does look like the destination is the close of the gap.
See, the relative strength going into is getting stronger on the defensive stocks. The consumer staples, that type of thing, versus high tech, that type of thing. So that's what's keeping me out of this thing, is because that's negative, but the internals look pretty good. They're still above the zero line, and it looks like money's still flowing positively. So it's too mixed for me to go either way. I need more information or a change of information.
I would have been all right if I held that long. Excuse me.
You drinking already this morning?
I was going to say, no, I'm not.
I missed my book map.
Yeah, what's up with that? It's just not working today?
Yeah, it's not working on any of my devices that I've got up. I got a desktop and two
You need
laptops. Neither one of them is working on, so it must be a toss problem. Go ahead, Ben.
It's not working on like you need to maybe reinstall it, or it's not working like site-wide and, for everybody.
It's not working on any of my devices.
Have you called them to see if maybe it's just by the way, there's a website. If you ever have trouble going to a website, there's something called Down for Everyone, or is it just me? And it'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe it's down for everybody.
Yeah. No, I'll give them a call. I'd rather be here with you guys. For now. I'll call them after HOAG closes the operation here.
The operation.
Joe, that's one of the things I would be thinking about doing. Is Joe's asking if I would go long on a gap close. That takes us to the to the top of the late spike. It's something I would probably consider. We're still holding short below VWAP here, but didn't want to fall in love with it, but didn't quite get to where I thought it might go. So we'll just see how this plays out. So I've got a very limited risk on this. So I'm going to go with, what was that? 96. We'll put in a exit here at 96, and we'll be all right with whatever happened. But I do have to move along. I think June 28th is the inaugural Top Step TV. We're going to be a lot longer and have hopefully some really good guests and some people you know and some people you might not know. And we're looking forward to it.
How many hours during the day? You don't know.
I think we're going to start with 2 to 3 and maybe expand from there. I don't know. It depends on the production and we don't want it to be boring. So we got a lot of content to come up with. Well, we're working on it.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining today. And
Thank you.
we'll see
Thank you, Hoag. Thank you, Ben.
We'll see you guys tomorrow or maybe later on today.
What is next today?
The coach's playbook.
That's the Brady Bunch panel, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I'll look forward to seeing everybody there.
That'd be funny if you guys opened it with that music.
We'd probably would like to, but we'd probably get stuck with royalties and shit like that. You never know.
Oh, you could do a spoof. You guys are in Chicago. You could have you got people you could make a special lyrics and stuff. That'd be funny.
Yeah, there will be a reflection today, Joe. I'm planning on it. So, all right, trade well, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.